Statement first. Is that good? Okay. Yeah, I just can't tell you how proud I am of our team. And I just told them that, and it seems like, just a ho-hum victory against an in-state school to a lot of people, but it didn't feel that way to our team. We had such a heartbreaking loss yesterday. And, offensively, we hadn't been doing much. And then, our one of our weekend starting pitchers goes out there and gets hit around by a really good veteran hitting team, and we fall behind 5-1. And what was so great was, just to see that nobody was hanging their heads, nobody was doubting that the life in the dugout was still good. Cruz got us going with that home run, and then Travinsky came through with a big pinch hit off the bench. And then after that, we just really kind of loosened up and started getting some big hits. Of course, Gavin Dugas's grand slam tied the ball game up, and Jordan Thompson hits the home run to give us the lead. And after that, we just continued to swing the bats. I think the key to the game, however, was Javen Coleman coming in and doing the job that he did in relief of AJ. He just took complete control of the game and gave our offense a chance to start swinging the bats. And it was nice to be able to play everybody. It was nice to get the bats going the way we did. I thought we played super defense. We really didn't have to play much defense early in the game. They were getting hits off AJ, but he also was striking a lot of batters out. And we ended up, I think, striking out several of their hitters. I haven't seen a box score yet, but I'm sure it was double digits. So we didn't have to play defense, but when we needed to, Jordan Thompson starting that round the horn double play when the game was still somewhat in doubt there, if that hitter gets a base hit there, their tying run is in the on deck circle. So that was a key play in the ball game. And the stretch at first base by Trey on the throw from our shortstop that was a little bit errant was a tremendous athletic play. So I think tonight you saw why I'm so excited about guys like Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan and Jordan Thompson and several others. And it was good. It's really a great team victory today. I was just really proud of the guys. That was a total team effort.
Paul, following up on Javen Coleman there, did you see this kind of from him in preseason practice that made you think he would pitch this well in a crucial situation right out of the gate?
Really did. I mean, he was going to start tomorrow night against Southern University had we had the 2 midweek games. So he and Garrett Edwards were going to be our 2 midweek starters. And I've seen a lot of potential out of this kid, Coleman. Sometimes he tinkers around a little bit too much and doesn't just challenge the hitters. And he falls in the preseason. He would, go 3 balls or walk guys. And today, he gave up the home run. He fell behind 2-0 and had to throw it in there, just laid it in there. And the kid hits a home run. It was really the only blemish on his outing. And I told him, I said, you have to trust your ability. If you just go after the hitters and attack them, you're good enough to get this good hitting team out. And I think he did that. He proved that he's good enough to pitch at this level if he just trusts his stuff and goes after the hitters. And I thought he made some real clutch pitches. Just really proud of him. He could have continued if we wanted him to, but I think that was the right time to take him out and let him feel really good about his effort and just continue to build his confidence.
Coach David from Rivals, watching the game on television, you could see a tremendous amount, like what you were talking about, energy and just in that 6th inning from everybody, not just with the Dugas Grand Slam, but everybody. Is that just kind of like the fun part of having a young team where, the energy is going to be there and it might be something you can build on?
David, the fun part is when you start doing well and you start getting hits and scoring runs. And I think that brings the energy out of the guys. It was kind of a relief to everybody, really. The first two games of the season against the Air Force Academy, we didn't get a lot of hits. We didn't score a lot of runs, and I think what happened is once we started showing that we really had the ability to hit and guys were having good approaches up there and coming through, I think that youthful enthusiasm came out at that point, but it's just hard to show a lot of energy when you're not coming through in clutch situations and you're not, getting big hits and you're not, hitting the ball with authority. Today, I don't know what we were with runners in scoring position, but certainly was a lot better. and we hit the ball with a lot of authority. We talked with the team, yet last night via text message and then today before the game about going on the attack and believing in yourself and being aggressive and getting, hunting fastballs and get your money's worth up there. And our team just played with so much more confidence and aggressiveness. And sometimes it just takes a couple games of the season to just kind of get into it that way and have that confidence. LSU is not an easy place to play. The expectations are so high and people start chatting, out there at, social media, and these kids hear all that stuff. And they start pressing a little bit. And the season is so new, and the kids, we had 4 freshmen in the starting lineup, plus 3 reclassified freshmen. So technically we had 7 freshmen out of 9 position players in the lineup today. And then a freshman pitcher came in and did such a wonderful job for us. So yeah, I think that, David, that youth is part of the exuberance. But I think once you start having some success and guys start feeling good, they get loosened up and they start having more fun, and you can see it, the energy in the dugout that way.
Yeah, Paul Gavin Dugas picked a really good time to break his 0-for-6 start.
Yeah.
And it seemed when he hit that, it just opened the floodgates for y'all. Everybody just kind of got jacked. And your last 4 at bats, y'all had 15 runs off of 12 hits.
Yeah.
They just took one big blow and y'all got going.
But that's what happens, Ron. I've been around this game my whole life. Once somebody comes through with a big hit, it just loosens up the whole team. I thought that Dylan Cruz's massive home run there to right center field loosened us up a little bit, but then we needed more guys to do it. And then I think Travinsky's hit was huge when he came off the bench, pinch hit from Milazzo and smoked that ball up the middle. And then, of course, Dugas came through with that big swing. And, listen, Gavin has had a great fall, a great preseason. I'm not going to panic and, all the good that he's done after 2 games. But at the same time, we challenged him and the kid responded. And he's, when they do that, you got something special. There's no question he's got the talent to be a really good hitter. And Eddie Smith has been telling me every day that this guy is going to have a big year for us. And Eddie works with him every day. You have to trust your coaches. You have to believe what they tell you. And Gavin, I think, proved that faith in him today. Today was well-founded.
Coach, obviously such a long season and, so many games ahead, but it does feel like this is kind of a big spot. If you were going to Lafayette on a 2-game losing streak and kind of the bummer yesterday, that would have been a little bit more difficult for you, huh?
Jacques, you just can't think like that. It's easy to sit up in the press box and say those kinds of things, especially when we're losing 5-1. But we've won a lot of games in my coaching career where had we not won those games, oh boy, look at how things would have been, a losing streak or whatever. But honest to God, what the score was 5-1, and we were having a tough time getting them out. And we hadn't really yet proven that we had a great offensive team. You could sense in the dugout that there was still no quit in our team. There was an aura of confidence amongst our team, just hearing the comments that they were making to each other. And then all it took was some leadership, and we got that leadership. It doesn't have to be a veteran. It can be a freshman like Cruz hitting that home run, or Travinsky, who not got a lot of experience here, after a shortened season last year coming through. And then, of course, Gavin getting that swing. And then Jordan Thompson breaking the tie with a bomb of his own. Leadership comes in a lot of different people, and the best kind of leadership is guys coming through in clutch situations for you.
Paul, do you have an update on Giovanni at this time?
He's got a strained hamstring. It was pretty sore today, so I really don't have any kind of a timetable, but it'll be a while. My guess is it'll probably be at least a couple of weeks. And then what happened, we had Will Safford in the starting lineup, and during batting practice, he collided with Gavin Dugas chasing a fly ball. Will Safford didn't communicate properly, and Gavin was working hard in the outfield, and the two of them collided, and it could have been worse. It was like slow motion. I could see it from a distance that something was going to happen there. But then they both got up and they jogged off at the end of their group. And I asked Safford how he was, and he said he was fine. Then his hip really tightened up on him and he couldn't swing a bat. So Mitchell Sanford went in for him, and Mitchell did what I thought he was going to do. You know, Mitchell has had a great fall and a great preseason, and he's got a great attitude. He's an awesome kid, a tremendous leader, high school quarterback. I was so glad that when he jumped in there and he did the job. He got a big hit when he smoked that base hit to right field. I think that was right before Dugas hit the grand slam, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, again, total team effort tonight, and just so happy for the entire group. They were very enthused after the game, after getting that win. I know it meant a lot to them.
Hey,
Coach.
Paul, just I guess before you get to the sixth inning, going back a little bit, what were you thinking as before Dugas goes up to the plate and hits the grand slam?
What was I thinking?
What were you thinking? How the game's going.
Yeah, I was glad that Javen. Listen, AJ was throwing strikes, and they got a good hitting team, veteran hitting team, and at one point I think we were being out hit like 10-1 or something, and I thought Javen Coleman coming in and showing what he showed was really key to our team. And I think that gave a lot of confidence to our offensive team that we could hold them down if we could just go ahead and start swinging the bats like we knew we were capable of. And as I mentioned before, the guys got the big hits. And then, of course, Dugas's grand slam tied the ball game. And that was enormous and lifted a lot of pressure off the shoulders of our players. And after that, they just played loosey-goosey and had a lot of fun and let it rip. And they showed the talent that they actually have that we all knew that they had.
Coach, we're 2 days removed from Jaden Hill's start. Just an update. Everything is gone well. No pain, anything 2 days later?
He feels great. Jaden's anxious to get back out there Friday night again. I thought he looked awesome the other day, and I know he's excited about pitching again on Friday. He's 100% ready to go.
You had mentioned that this was a young lineup, and just to hear you talk about the game and see the social media posts that you referenced, just the third game of the season, it seems like there's it seems a little crazy. Do you kind of have to remind them, hey, this isn't life and death like a lot of people may?
Hey, Mike, LSU is not for everybody. If you come to LSU, that means that you got something about you. You embrace the expectations, you embrace the pressure, and there's a lot of talk out there. People like to criticize. We know that. I've always said the only thing worse than criticism is apathy, and our fans are not apathetic. That's for sure. And you wouldn't want it any other way. Sometimes you wish they'd be a little bit more patient, but hey, it's what fandom is. They love their Tigers, and they're passionate about it, and they're gonna say things. But as youngsters, that my players, they have to learn to block that stuff out, because it really doesn't matter. The only thing that really matters is what they think of the guy when they look themselves in the mirror and know that they're doing the very best that they can. And we recruit him here, Nolan Kane and the rest of the coaching staff. We're not blind. We know what a good looking ball player looks like, and the kids that we invite to come play at LSU, we know they're talented, and they just have to, we know that they've got a lot of courage. If this is the frying pan here, and everybody expects you to win every game by a big score, and we know that's not possible. The game is not made that way. And I told him yesterday, after we lost a heartbreaking loss to the Air Force Academy, there's no shame in losing to those kids. When I coached at the Air Force Academy, we had great wins against top ranked teams, during my time too. They just don't have enough talent to maintain it day in and day out over the course of a long season, but they can get up and beat anybody. And I told our players after the game, tonight, when you go to bed, you be grateful that we have kids like those Air Force Academy cadets defending our country and being the custodians of our way of life. The way they played that game yesterday, you should feel good about that. Those are the leaders in our country, and the people that are going to be, sacrificing for us. So there's no shame in losing to those guys. And their pitching yesterday was outstanding, and we had a little bit of bad luck, and it turned out the way it did, but that's baseball. I'm just proud of our team today, the way they came back, didn't hang their heads. They battled hard, even after falling behind 5-1. This was a really good win for our team and the growth and development of our team. Okay. Oh, I got guys here waiting. We'll let them come on. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.